It's here, it's arrived! Version 1.0 of Assetto Corsa Competizione. Is this a yay or a nay situation? Find out in the video right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing. Now it's arrived, Assetto Corsa Competizione in the version 1.0, the release version is here. Truth to be told, based on my experiences with the 6.0 and 7.0 or 6 something and 7 something, I was not expecting much, but I fired up the sim anyway to see how far it had come, and because I owe you that much after having been telling you how the software has developed over the last months. Is this going to be the new iRacing killer? Is this sim worth its money? Hang on, this is going to be an interesting ride. Hey, look at that! A whole bunch of languages have been added to the 1.0 version, even if they are in beta. That's a very good idea. More to come? Who knows, but that's a whole lot of languages. And now everything is on the menu for a delicious dish of Assetto Corsa Competizione. Excuse the joke, but you know, I can never pass the opportunity for a bad joke. Career, championship, special events, single player, multiplayer, you can even load and save games, at least one game. Although in my case, this did not work, and roaming through the Kunos forum showed that I wasn't alone with that issue. The gallery, at least for now, is reserved for replays. Apologies that mostly you don't hear the motor sounds. I made an update of my system and somehow all the settings for the sound got messed up. So to make good of it, I'll put my own motor sounds under all the videos, okay? Nah, let's forget that. Petrolheads rejoice because this version already has all the 2018 tracks for Blancpain. It doesn't have Zandvoort because that one was added for 2019. For those interested, all these tracks have been laser scanned. It also has all the cars until 2018. These being the official Blancpain sim, I expect that they got all the data for the cars from the car makers. And as it had before, it has dynamic weather from clear to storm and 24-hour time cycle. The VR didn't start well, but after fumbling a little bit with the camera button and centering the view, I for once did not get the issues that I've normally been having since the 3.02 or something like that. With VR, I was in the car, and these boys and girls is a very, very big point for me. Make no mistake, VR doesn't work perfectly. There were moments where I was out of the car again and it was difficult to get into the car, and the HUD normally is somewhere where I cannot see it, and sometimes it's there, but I don't remember doing anything for the HUD to be where it should be. So it's not there yet, but it's a big step forward compared to everything that I've been having to deal with since 3.02, 3.20, whatever version it was until now, including 7 point something. I had set up everything as medium with regards to the graphics, and even so there was some VR jitter in some parts and then not, and the more cars Assetto Corsa Competizione had to show, the worse the jitter was. Hey, I'm glad that the cars aren't transparent anymore, you know, so big step forward. To give you a frame of reference, I'm running an Intel i7 quad-core 770 with multi-threading on, and I have a GTX 1070, so not the newest of all newest machines, but also not a small beast either, and I have all the graphics to medium, and still all this jitter, all these graphic issues. The jitter in the graphics is so bad that you even see it in the flat video. You don't even have to see it in VR. So imagine if you see this jitter in the flat video, imagine how it was in VR. No, I'm not looking at my crotch. Neither in simulation nor in real life is my crotch that interesting. I'm looking at the HUD, which is down there, and I know you cannot see it in the videos. A great thing is the introduction of the helicopter view. While I don't expect it to help me be better at racing, it looks cool. I always liked it from Automobilista that they had it, and always regretted that it was not in Assetto Corsa. The sound design is very good. Assetto Corsa Competizione has excelled there since the beginning and has not let down. So exterior sounds, interior sounds, everything sounds very good. Is at the level of race room racing experience, which until now I thought of as the better sim with regards to sounds. The motors all sound different. After some time, I'm pretty sure I would be able to know which car I am driving with eyes closed just by the sound. But here and there were some slight errors in the sound, similar to the jitter in the graphics. Maybe my CPU was at max and could not cope, I don't know exactly. Talking about sound, pity is that at least when I'm on VR, I don't hear the videos that Assetto Corsa Competizione delivers. Not the intro video, nor the video for the intro to the career. So this is clearly a bug, and I've already reported it as such, and I wasn't the only one. Out of the box, force feedback did not work for me. I didn't feel a thing. I am slowly but surely getting near to the force feedback, but this is something that changed, if I remember correctly, between version 5 or 0.5 and 0.6. Until 0.6, the force feedback was very good, very fitting. Now I have to fiddle with it and try to find the sweet spot. I am not there yet, but after fiddling already a little bit, I know I just have to find the right point, because I'm starting to feel the force feedback. But there are people like Mike from SimRacing 604 that had no issues at all with the force feedback, so it seems to be hit and miss. This not only means that I didn't feel where the cars were when I was testing Assetto Corsa Competizione, but that I could not test changes that they've done. For example, they've changed the ABS logic, or they're introduced the flat spotting and different tire sets. I cannot tell you if you feel this flat spotting, if you feel the differences in the tire sets, because the force feedback for me is not yet there. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time getting to the sweet spot. For those of you who are learning some of these tracks, the racing line is quite good, quite fitting. It changes color depending on your speed and the recommended speed to take that part of the track. And if I remember correctly, they've been working with blank pane racers, so I expect the racing line fits the way racers would take the different tracks. My recommendation is drive a couple of times with the racing line on, get accustomed to a certain way of driving, and then turn it off, because if not, you're gonna get accustomed to the racing line and will not learn the tracks correctly. One thing that I found quite strange is that I was seeing the racing line when I was on multiplayer, even though I had the racing line off in the difficulty levels, so I don't know what is going on there. This is not new to the 1.0,
I like that the track
this
is
was
dirtier
already
now.
in, but I still like that the track is dirtier with every day that you spend within a racing weekend. What I have not tested yet is if it has more grip day after day and if you have issues when racing on the dirty line. It should come as no surprise that the rating system got tweaked once again. This is something that we knew all the time. The rating system, I suppose it's never gonna be completely finished. They're always gonna find something to make better, and this is very laudable. Multiplayer is divided in two kinds of multiplayer. You can search for a competition server where you go directly into a race, or you go to a public server with what they call a quick join, or you can go to the server list and choose the server that you prefer. You can filter them, as we already had seen in previous versions, based on different preferences that you can set up. And one thing that is new in 1.0 is Assetto Corsa Competizione looks for LAN servers, so it's good for LAN parties or for sim racing arcades, where you have this sim in different machines and you can play a game together in the same place. Multiplayer was extremely buggy for me. The game hung up 3 times until I gave up with multiplayer, and I'm not alone with that. In the forum there were a lot of news about people having the same issue. Now Kunos have already solved this issue and they have published a 101. Other than these annoying hang-ups, there were other small issues.
We've got some light damage on the front of the car.
How do I get some light damage if I haven't done anything at all? The career mode, the way I see it, is more of a tutorial on how to use Assetto Corsa Competizione and how to race in Blancpain. You do 3 tests in Lamborghini Huracan, all in Monza, 1 in dry, 1 in light rain, and 1 at night. And after that, Assetto Corsa Competizione tells you what it recommends your settings should be with regards to driving assists. The first racing weekend is on Zolder, but I encountered a bug where my car would not auto start, and I left it there because it was quite late in the night and I wanted to start cutting this video. I'll come back to the career mode because I am a sucker for career mods. I did the grid careers twice and I did the Assetto Corsa career, but from what I've seen until now, it's neither similar to the Assetto Corsa career, not in any way similar to the grid career or to the F1 2000X games that have had a career mode since, if I remember correctly, 2012. The yellow flag bug seems to have disappeared completely. When you now see a yellow flag, be careful because it is a yellow flag. Yuck, these slides are annoying, but I suppose they are also in real life. One thing I've learned from the career mode is I just need to buy a Lamborghini Huracan and then I can be a racer. Hey, no problem. Do you have 100,000 and change lying around for me? Oh, what a pity. They only left 4 special events. I had hoped that they would put all special events of all versions in here, but it's only 4. So what is our opinion after a day and a half testing Assetto Corsa Competizione 1.0? First things first, it's still not moddable, it still does not make coffee. It will get a free update to Blancpain 2019, and to be precise, this is Blancpain Europe, as I haven't seen any tracks from Blancpain Asia or America, and I hope that these will come as DLCs or whatever, because Asia has 6 appointments, America has 7 appointments, and I would very much like to drive the cars and the tracks there within this sim. You may be accustomed from what I do do in It's a Mod world, let's go and give it some notes. The look. I like the racing line. It's very well done. It reminds me, of course, of Project Cars and Project Cars 2, but it's better in my opinion. The graphics look very good, but they have a heavy load on your graphics card, more so if you're using virtual reality. I think they could do a better job to clean up all the code and to make it more efficient. So for the look, even if it looks very good, because of the load, I'm giving it 3 points out of 5. The sound is multi-layered, it's got many different sounds. If you've seen a race, especially a Blancpain race, you'll notice that the car inside really sounds like that. There are these all different sounds because there are a lot of components inside of a car that all make their own noise. I like the sound. If it wouldn't be for some issues that maybe are CPU issues, I would give it 5, but I'm giving it 4 points out of 5. The force feedback is not yet there for me. I have to tweak it. From what I remember, until 5.x, and I think on 6 it went downhill, the force feedback was exceedingly good. I suppose when I find the sweet spot at last for the force feedback, this is gonna be excellent, because it was until 5. But for now, the driving feeling for me is only worth 3 points out of 5. Multiplayer. I like that you can filter by your rating or by the rating that you want. I like that you have different ways of filtering so that you get something that is nearest to what you want. I did not completely understand the difference between quick join, competitive, server, whatever. I think there's too many different possibilities that are not explained right. These may bloom into something excellent. I'm not sure yet, but for the multiplayer I give it 4 points out of 5. The career mode looks good for now. There were some bugs inside of it, but I liked how it built up. From what I hear from other YouTubers, it's not gonna be as complete as career modes in other sims, but what I've seen I liked. I'm gonna come back to the career mode many times, so the career mode gets 4 points out of 5 from me. The user interface or usability, this game requires a lot of fiddling. You could say that the fiddling is a game within a game. I had to fiddle with the graphic setup, I had to fiddle with the force feedback, I had to fiddle a lot with different things that are not very well explained, that are not consistent, and come on, no mouse support for VR? I do not like the usability of this sim. It's difficult to find your way often enough. I think they should get a usability expert to take a look at all the menus and all the ways for the user to input stuff and make it better. So the usability is 2 points out of 5. Overall, my gut feeling is for the 1.0, I give it 3 points out of 5 because it has a lot of potential. It looks very good. I remember the physics being excellent. I remember the force feedback being excellent, but it needs some heavy polish. Now to the question in my title, is it worth it? I think for a price tag of €44 or USD, you're getting a very good sim. I had fun racing Assetto Corsa Competizione, and I found myself in the just one more lap frame of mind that I get when I'm having fun. But you may want to wait until it's more finished, until the bugs are out, until the graphics don't have such a heavy load on your computer. If you want a sim for Blancpain, for GT cars, this is very good. If only it would have all Blancpain tracks and cars, it would be excellent, and it would be, in my opinion, absolutely worth the price. The way it is now, Assetto Corsa Competizione has a lot of potential, but it's not there yet. I can understand if Aidan Millward says that he's not going to buy it because it's not moddable. Yeah, I accept that. It's a perfectly valid opinion. Assetto Corsa Competizione is a mixed bag. It holds a lot of promise, but it's not there yet. If I would not have spent the money already, I would wait. On the other hand, if you want a good GT sim, go and get it. If you want to know more about Assetto Corsa Competizione, go and check the other videos that we have in this channel about this sim, and besides those we have tons of videos to share the joy of sim racing. If you like this video, applaud by giving it a thumbs up and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to become part of the ever-growing family of RomRom and to be informed about new videos. And until the next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.